quiet village of Ibibio land, where red soil kissed bare feet and palm trees swayed like ancient guardians, lived a maiden named Emem. Her beauty was like the morning sun, bright enough to wake even the laziest rooster. But her heart belonged to Akpan, a humble farmer with strong hands and gentle eyes. Akpan worked the fields by day, planting yams, tending goats, and sweating under the sun. But every evening, when the shadows stretched long, he would visit Emem. Together they laughed, shared palm wine from the same calabash, and whispered dreams of a future built not on riches, but on love. But in every story of love, there is always a shadow. The shadow came in the form of Etim, a wealthy trader whose canoe brought palm oil and salt from distant lands. He wore coral beads heavy enough to bend his neck, wrappers dyed in deep indigo, and sandals too fine for red earth. Etim's eyes fell on Emem, not out of love, but out of pride, for he desired her beauty as one more trophy of his wealth. He went to Chief Okon, Emem's father, and laid before him cowries, goats, jars of palm oil, and bolts of cloth. The chief's eyes widened at the sight. To him, Akpan was nothing but a poor farmer, while Etim was the doorway to honor and riches. When Emem was called before her father, his words fell like stones. "My daughter, you will marry Etim. His wealth will bring pride to this compound." Her tears flowed freely, but tradition was heavy. A daughter's voice could not rise above a father's command. Akpan begged for her hand, falling to his knees before the chief. "Chief Okon, let me prove my worth. My love is richer than Etim's wealth." But the chief's reply was sharp as a spear. "Love cannot feed a household. Go back to your farm, boy." The village buzzed with whispers. Some pitied the lovers, but others shook their heads, reminding themselves that tradition was not to be broken. Then came the day of the marriage ritual. The entire village gathered beneath the great Iroko tree. Drummers pounded rhythms that echoed through the earth. Women in colorful wrappers carried baskets of kola nuts and calabashes of palm wine. The air was thick with dust, sweat, and anticipation. Emem was dressed in beads that glistened against her dark skin, her wrapper tied in the fashion of brides, but her eyes held no joy. Etim stood proudly boasting to the men about his wealth, while Akpan stood at the edge of the crowd, silent, his heart burning. At the center of the ritual lay the sacred calabash, the vessel of truth. It was said that if a bride's heart was pure and her will aligned with the marriage, the calabash would stay whole as she poured libation to the ancestors. But if her heart wavered, the calabash would break and the gods themselves would reveal the truth. With trembling hands, Emem lifted the calabash, her tears dropping into its hollow. She raised it high, whispering prayers the crowd could not hear. Then it happened. The calabash slipped from her hands, crashing against the earth. It shattered into pieces, scattering palm wine into the dust. A loud gasp tore through the crowd. The drummers stopped. Even the wind seemed to hush. The elders exchanged looks. This was no accident. The ancestors had spoken. An elder rose and declared, "This union is cursed. The maiden's heart does not belong here. To force this marriage is to bring disaster on us all." Chief Okon's face darkened with shame. Etim roared with anger, but the people murmured against him. Wealth could buy goats, cloth, and palm oil, but it could not buy the will of the ancestors. In that moment, Emem ran to Akpan. He caught her, held her close, and for the first time their love stood taller than fear. The crowd watched, and slowly their whispers turned to chants. The chief, humbled and broken, bowed his head. "I have been blinded by wealth. Let the maiden choose." And so, in front of the village, Emem chose Akpan. The broken calabash lay in the dust as a reminder. Tradition has power, but so too does love. And when love is true, even the ancestors will rise to defend it.